Okay, and I have the volume on over there. Okay, there, now it's on. Hi, everyone. Oh, sorry, this camera. Hi, everyone. How you doing? Let's see here. Hey, Autistic Shill Zombie. Hi, Steffi. Hey, Reagan. Hey, Megan. Hey, Lily. Hey, April. Hey, the Mousy Files. Little Mousy Girl. Maggie Media, what's up? Hey, hi, me. Hi, me. Oh, I bought a website, and you're more than welcome to it, by the way, if you want, if you like. I'm pretty sure Claire told you, but just reminding you, if you want it, I'm more than happy to just transfer it on over to you. Otherwise, I don't know. I'll probably do nothing with it, but it was fun to buy. Hey, Misty Mo. Hey, Sue. How you doing? How's the puppy? Sue's son got a puppy, like his with German Shepherd, right? No, is it Rottweiler? It looks like a Rottweiler, but I don't know if it is a Rottweiler. But it's got the face of one little puppy, but it's a big puppy, so it looks like it's gonna be a big dog. That's so cute. Hey, Heather. Hi. So, all right. I wanted to just revisit a couple streams tonight. Well, a couple videos. One is a short video; it's like 13 minutes long or something. The other, there's a couple other ones I want to do eventually, but I'm not sure what other one I'm going to do tonight. But one, the first one that was going to be a Unirock video. She's a Shepherd Rottweiler mix. Ah, see, I was right. Oh, he's good. Okay. Yeah, they're a lot of work, huh? I mean, any puppy's a lot of work, but I imagine a big puppy's a lot more work. Okay. Oh, and I'm about to wrap up an entitlement translator video. Yeah, I haven't done it one in a while because I didn't really have any. There wasn't a video I seen that just like screamed, it brought it out of me. But going through some older videos. Oh, and I finally got a charger for my laptop, so there's videos on there from like over a year ago because I haven't used this thing in like a year. But there weren't any really that good ones. But it was interesting though, because I did find one video that I want to do the entitlement translator video on. So I was like, oh, that's perfect. So I have it well over halfway done right now. So they should be out tonight, if not tomorrow morning. All right. So let me pull up the Unirock video. I have to. Oh, I didn't even realize that. Oh shit. I'm not even on my main account right now. I'm on my backup account. That's weird. Okay, well, while I'm here, this is where the video is, anyways. I was going to say, am I streaming through the right account? But yeah, I have to be. I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, content. You know what? I think we will go over this one afterwards. Get that ready. All right, so this one from Unirock. Wait, let me sign out of this account and go back to my main. I have to refresh that. All right. So this Unirock account is from one of his Periscope videos, and it was one he made. I think it was like last June, like June 2021, I believe. I think I have the date of it in the description. I'm gonna just finish setting up the live a little bit here. Do the chat thing. Okay. And this part. There's that. So it is video. What's it say? Oh, no, from December 9th, 2021. Okay. I don't know why I thought it was earlier than that, but whatever. All right, let me share screen. But this is what it's a 13-minute video, and he goes on and about how the cult is to blame for Natalie, myself, the EKC cult, myself, Stephen. This is where he made a lot of his claims, or like the first time he made a lot of these claims. So yeah, I've made a point to hold on to this video. Check chat before I start playing. Hey, Sean. Hey, Jane. Okay, all good. So, and after this, though, the one I want to play from Katie it's an Instagram live video, and that one is from June 2021, and she's going on and on about this, all of her trolls and everything, and about Creepshow art. She has a lot to say about Creepshow art at that time. I didn't realize that Creepshow art happened like the same week of Katie Joyce Smith. I didn't even realize that they happened at like the exact same time almost. It's crazy. I don't know why that didn't dawn on me. It's weird. Okay.
Hey.
So again, this is titled Unirock, cult member flips. Breaking news. The cult is damned. Also drunk urinal corn and entitled KA. What? I don't know what that is. I copy and paste that title. So whatever's there is what he had. I didn't type it out. So yeah, there's that. And like I said, this was December 9th, 2021. I'm gonna do this.
Okay, here we go. So one of the cult members, when put under pressure, flips and goes full Nat, flipping to the other side, selling out the worst inner core cult members. Also, remember how Nat, I don't know, a few weeks ago, month ago, ever, gave full access to Salty, the FBI, and tried to act like one or two cult members were behind everything, but all the other cult members were innocent. Remember that? I did a video on it. Well, it turns out now there's not just one.
The more I think about this, the more I think that date can't be right. I mean, in 2021, that's right, but I don't think it was December. I don't know. If anyone has an idea, let me know, because I don't know why that just doesn't feel right. Doesn't seem right.
Cult member, Nat, who flipped on the cult, that when someone flips on the cult, they give full access to all their emails, all of their communications, all their tweets, all their DMs, and they give it to authorities, the FBI, and Salty. And there was like something crazy, like 17,000 pages or some shit from just one cult member showing that this whole thing over more than a year, these cult members are doing this on a daily basis. Also, Drunken Urinal Corn and Entitled Karens Suck both admit to cyber stalking KJP's husband, and they both admit to personally injecting.
That was some bullshit when I heard that, because like nobody gives a shit about God. Like he's a joke. I mean, I don't mean that he's a joke, but he's among our circles. He's something that we just joke about, you know. He's not something that we even get upset about. Like he invokes no emotion from us, really. So I mean, I don't get that. Like, nobody stalked him online, you know. It's ridiculous.
Protecting themselves. Now, if you read what they say, they are full on Karens. And this is why Stebbs must, further memes must involve the karenhair.png file. And it also is why we are calling Stebbs cult, instead of the Silverfish cult, the Entitled Karens Suck cult. Entitled Karen cult sucks. Entitled Karen cult people suck is the name of Steve's cult. But it also, these relations happen are what prove that Drunken Urinal Corn, the doxer of Crafty, along with AT2 and DKC, are literally injecting themselves into the real life of the situation. So not just viewers. They're not just people on YouTube that are watching. None of that garbage. They are literally trying to inject themselves into the core of this story. And Drunken Urinal Corn thought by releasing this that it would make them look innocent or something, when all it does is make them look severely more guilty. Because,
While I'm at it with questions here, this has confused me ever since I heard this video, this stream here. Who is Drunken Urinal Corn? Because I thought that he named Manya that because of the similarities between Drunken Urinal Corn, the name, and I guess a Twitter handle. But hearing him talk about Drunken Urinal Corn here, it kind of sounds like he's talking about Steve. So I don't, like, which one is it? I don't know. And I feel like I need to know if I'm going to try to follow along. That's all.
the place where Nat and these other people hung out was with Steve, Drunken Urinal Corn.
I just saw the question now, Jane. Hey, when you get a chance, could you answer the question, why did Unirock TV get demonetized? I don't know. I don't know if it was, like, I don't say demonetized. I think that the channel is no longer welcome to be part of the partner program or whatever. That's what I'm assuming demonetized means. And I don't know that if it was. I think what happened was the type of videos that he was making on there, like they were QAnon related, other conspiracy theories related, like flat earth, all that shit. I think when the whole adpocalypse thing happened, YouTube put a stop to allowing monetization for videos containing any of that content. And since that's pretty much all content on his channel, all of his videos were no longer eligible for monetization. So I'm not sure that his channel per se is what was demonetized, although it could be. I don't know. I have no idea. But I've been under the impression that wasn't the case. That what happened is just his content is no longer eligible for monetization. But I don't know. I mean, Unirock hasn't really filled me in on a lot of things lately, except for bullshit. So who knows?
And Tina, and then this is the fucking kicker. This is what's going to blow your goddamn mind. The person who is sending the death threats, who is spoofing, spamming, and harassing, now I can factually tell you why that person's communications were from a person that knew every little detail,
I can't follow along with that fucking question, or that statement. Now I can factually tell you that the person in communications with, what? I got to hear that shit again.
Factually tell you why it's going to blow your goddamn mind.
Okay.
The person who is sending the death threats, who is spoofing and spamming and harassing, now I can factually tell you why that person's communications were from a person that knew every little detail, every step. Okay.
That person who's behind everything, that person's communications, I can tell you why, came from a person who knew every little step or whatever. Like, what does that even mean? What the fuck does that mean? I mean, he's talking about it like this is some big, huge break in the ice. And it's just, that's fucking idiotic.
The reason why is because they were, of course, being updated and shown and given all this stuff inside this group. So the question is now, how are these people so fucking stupid that they didn't know they were sitting next to person death threats? How are these people so dumb that they didn't?
I mean, he is familiar with the internet, right? Like, we're not actually physically sitting next to one another here. Like, virtually, maybe we're next to each other, but we're not in physical proximity of one another. So we're not factually sitting next to anyone while they're doing anything, you know? So he's telling this story as we've witnessed it because we've been sitting right next to, like, you know, that just, it's the stupidity, really. It baffles my mind sometimes.
They didn't know they were sitting next to the person creating, doing Photoshop of Salty's kids into pornographic images.
Okay, and if associating with anyone online instantly told you this, that the person you're interacting with doing fucked up shit, well then we wouldn't really need undercover cops or anything now, would we? You know? So he's an idiot. I can't. Ugh.
How do they not know this? Well, they did. They did know. What Drunken Urinal Corn and Entitled Karen Cult have told us is basically who is involved, who is next to the person doing this, who's encouraging the person, who is feeding the person information. You see what I'm saying? So this is just proof that these people were involved. Now, this is what they're going to say. They're going to say, we were victims too. We were victims of the person doing the hacking. Yeah, we were all sitting in the same server. Yeah, we were all.
What server? Like, what fucking server? I'm guessing it's Discord. I'm kind of curious what server that we're all sitting in. I don't know. And though I don't see myself as a victim of whoever it is that was behind this, because I never took anything I received seriously, like not even for a second, not even a morsel bit, whatever. So I don't see myself as a victim here.
We're all talking to each other 24/17. Yeah, we were telling each other what to do, doing it with each other. Yeah. Oh, we now know that Steve McRae was involved in the reporting to CPS of Katie, to the police, the false reports, police, FBI. Also,
Okay.
He was involved with the spamming of Katie's husband's work and shit. So every one of the bad things that happened to Katie, all of those events.
What work was spammed? I mean, he hasn't worked since what, like March 2020? And this stream, though I have the date is December 9th, 2021. It is sometime in 2021 that he did this. I not questioning December one though. But either way, it was after March 2021. So Katie's husband hadn't worked for over a year. Over a year, he has not worked. So when the fuck were we spamming anyone?
Events where these harassers inject themselves into Katie's life, stalk her, and try to contact the husband's work and all this garbage. Now we know that the whole group was involved. They were all doing what they did in that video where I showed them trying to dox me. They were doing the same thing that they do. This is why Red's rhetoric was trying so hard to make you guys think that he doesn't use Discord, right? Seriously. It's because they all know that if they're found out that they all sit around and talk to each other every day, if they all update each other on all the things they're doing, so now it brings you to a crossroads. Their excuse is that they didn't know one of their cult members was leaving the death threat voicemails. They didn't know that someone in their group was spoofing.
Okay, I take offense because, like, we don't let just anyone in this cult, okay? There's a screening process, all right? There's requirements. There's an initiation, you could say. So we don't let just anyone in this cult. So, I mean, yeah, she was never in our cult. Sorry.
Emails, photoshopping children and shit, and making these porn accounts. Their little cult wants you to fucking believe now that they're getting busted. Literally, I'm not playing. I was just shown all this. These people want you to believe now that these people are getting busted through having these cult members yanked in and charged and interrogated. And all of them, by the way, Nat, who was doing it, Nat was doing it. Nat was not fooled into doing it. She was purposely doing it with Tina, Drunken Unicorn, and all these people, and Steve. Nat, we already know that Nat, if Nat was telling the truth, why'd she lie to us? In her video, she said that she didn't know who Steve was when she emailed Katie. But factually, she knew who Steve was, had talked to him many times under his main account with his name in the Facebook group. She knew who Steve was and lied.
Yeah, that aged like fucking shit. Wow. Now, when he did this video, I think, I want to say it was before. No, I think it was after K Baxter's stream with Katie and Nat. I forgot now. Oh, yeah, I forgot what's going with that.
Lied because she's lying about the fact that she wasn't involved. She's lying about the fact that Tina and the rest of these people weren't involved. They are all involved. And thank you to Drunken Unicorn for being so stupid that you tweeted Tina because she's lying about the fact that she wasn't involved. She's lying about the fact that Tina and the rest of these people weren't involved. They are all involved. And thank you to Drunken.
That's where I was going with. Okay. Like, for granted, I believe he did this after Kay Baxter's stream. So this whole theory, and Nat herself had even gone back and forth between theories by the time he did this stream, probably. So, I mean, why is it then that Nat's lying about all the shit over here? Oh, but right here, no, this is the one time a day she's being honest here. Like, that's what he's doing. He's like, nobody wants to take her word for anything, but he wants to take her word when, it fits his agenda, basically. I mean, it just doesn't even try to hide this shit. It's crazy.
Drunken Unicorn for being so stupid that you tweeted out the proof that just gives more credence to the fact that you're all involved. You guys are sitting there fucking ratting on yourselves. But I mean, it makes sense since Nat and the other two people from your group have already defected, told you guys to fuck off, gave access for all their accounts over to the authorities, and that's why.
Oh, now I think I know who he's talking about. Now that some time has passed, you said Nat. I think the other person was Shen's. Who's the other person though? Who defected from our cult there, along with Shen's and allegedly Nat? I can't think of who it was.
Why Steve is factually on the run. It's why Reds is on the run. It's why Tina is on the run. They are all trying to make you think they're in all these different places in the United States all of a sudden. Why? They have never done that the entire time they've been online. They've barely taken a couple trips. They barely go do anything. They barely even leave their house to go do something in their fucking neighborhood or in their town.
Before he did the stream, like probably like a day or two before he did the stream, I think before he did the stream anyways, I had to, because I know what he's going to say next. He made a tweet or whatever, alleging that myself, Tina, and Steve we're on the run. We're skipping town to Mexico or some shit like that. And I'm like, he's a fucking idiot. Because I think at that time Steve had went out of town. I think he went to Boston though. And I think Tina might have gone somewhere with her dude. I want to say, I remember I seen a picture, whatever, the slats, whatever, out west. So, but it was from an airplane. So she was traveling somewhere, somehow, some way. I was the only one not going anywhere, apparently. So I suddenly decided I put a tweet out, kind of playing along, and we're meeting up, like I'm getting on a plane now. Where are we all meeting up or some shit like that? And then I left it up for like 15 minutes, and then I privated I locked down my account, my Twitter. It's like the one time my account's ever been locked down, and it was locked down for like a day or so. It's fun, good times. Oh, I wonder if that's why he was talking about this shit on the stream. Maybe, I don't know.
But they're just fine that all of you. I am told that Nat got threatened to do that video. I was told that too, and I believe it. But until Nat gets completely honest, I don't think anybody's going to truly believe her. The minute she gets completely honest, she tries to say, fuck it, I'm not going to cover for anybody. I'm just going to tell the full truth. Nobody's ever going to believe her. Because I'm sorry, Nat.
By the time you did the stream, Uni, she had already done that like a dozen times. And she's done it like 24 times since that. I mean, wow. Like,
needs help. She needs to get back in to the doctors that she works with and get help from them. She does, because she's allowing these narcissists, these criminal harassers and stalkers to manipulate her and use her so that she can be the fall girl.
See, and this is why I want to revisit some of these streams, because now things are settling in a different place in my mind. Like, they're resonating with me differently. I hear that about how she needs to go get help. Well, maybe was that their like out plan for this Nat was to just have her go away in an insane asylum, and by the time her release date would come around, hypothetically or whatever, then everyone would have forgotten about her anyway. So problem solved. Yeah.
And I'll be damned, did she not be the fall girl?
Okay, the fall girl.
Oh, Nat is a bird, because Nat's just tweeting away.
The fall girl. Think about that logically though for a second. Like, let's say, for argument's sake, let's say that Nat is everything we've been saying. She's legit. She's behind it all. Okay. So here's this woman who was a stranger to all us cult members. Like, we didn't know her. She has all these mental health issues, including DID, which means she has personalities allegedly going on in her head, and think that they talk to another, and sure as hell aren't going to talk or listen to any of us. So that just seems like a huge fucking risk to take to do all these devious fucking deeds with, right? That's a huge liability. I don't think that's a matter of, oh no, they got us out. It's when and how badly, So why the fuck would she be the fall girl? Why? Like, we might as well just march ourselves into the fucking wherever, whatever trouble and say, hey, take me, because someone who cannot even control themselves is not going to be controlled by anyone else. So she's going to do anything she wants for any reason and just roll the dice, really. Why would we do that? That's insane. That is so insane. Like, No one would do that. Literally, no one would do that, especially not when it comes to like actual crimes and shit. No one's going to put their life and their freedom in the hands of some stranger who lives in another country across the pond there and has all these mental health issues, including like several different personalities. But I digress. I should know better than to apply logic, I guess.
They just think that Nat's trying to convince people that they all weren't involved. That's why they defended her so hard. Exactly, Donna.
This next part, there's only like a minute and a half left. No, wait, it's gonna be 11 minutes, like 2 minutes and a half. I can't add it, apparently. I don't know how many minutes. I think it's 2.5. But for like the last minute, anyways, of this dream, I think it tells all. I think he slips and it's revealed why this all should happen, why it was being blamed on who it was being blamed on, and just what he wanted to see happen and come as a result. So
it's why he attacked people who spoke the truth, like True Ball of Wax and Charlotte, because Nat was in their fucking cult. Nat was in their group.
Them.
She's helping her. I believe that. I do, and I hope that she gets honest about it and doesn't, because if she tries to protect them, it's just going to get Nat in more trouble. These people were
from here. Yeah, I think it's from here on.
Stalking and doxing and lying and berating Katie before they met Nat. So Nat cannot believe they are her friends. She can't believe they care about her at all because they factually used her to attack Katie. If Nat was their true friend to them, they would have never tried to get Nat involved in a personal way with this. That is what this cult has always done. They take someone who has a bunch of mental issues like Bullinator, and they use them in the front of what they're doing so that if somebody gets in trouble, the person can just say it was my mental issue and they can try to get out of it. And then Steve can say, yeah, it was their mental issue. It wasn't us. He's done this so many times, it's not even funny.
Oh, really?
But anyway, the thing that
here is where it's now he's on a roll and he's going to close it out with like I don't know, big encore or something here. That's wow.
EKC entitled Karen people suck don't realize the thing that drunken unicorn doesn't realize. We've known this the entire time. We've said this the entire time. You walked right into our trap. You are fucking done. Your cult leader is on the run. Your little soy boy fraudster can't run fraudulent fundraisers anymore. And you guys just got sold out. After today, it all changes. EKC, drunken urinal corn. After today, it all changes. It finally flipped. This is the day that it finally flips on this cult. You will be forever known as the cult that harassed and tried to affect the Toddy Westbrook lawsuit. That's what you're going to be known as.
Really?
It's going to be the only thing you're ever known as. It's going to be the only thing you've ever done. And you're always going to be laughed at as the fucking entitled Karen lolcows that you are. And my God, is it rewarding after a year of tracking all this bullshit? Is it rewarding to watch you guys explode from the inside?
Wow, that's even more telling than I thought of. Because I mean, I hadn't re-listened to this stream in probably months, anyways, till just now. Wow, that was more enlightening than I thought I expected. Jesus, you know, Uni kind of gave yourself away, I think, there, maybe, allegedly, whatever. Yeah, he was so excited. Like when he finally, like really, finally, like you've been wishing for this. You've been your goal. This has been the thing you wish would happen more than anything. Finally, fucking gonna happen. Like Okay, then. Like, how badly do you want that to happen? Like, to what extent are you willing to go to make that happen? That's what I want to know. Oh, hey, Nikki. How did that change? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Nikki, I'm not sure that Katie brought Nat in. First of all, I'm thinking outside the box when it comes to Nat. I'm thinking that just she may not be in the form in which she was presented to us or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, I'm not so sure Katie brought it in, although I do kind of wonder, suspect that she was just like, yeah, do what you got to do kind of thing, but plausible deniability. That's what I would think. And I say that because, like, when it came to Unirock covering the Marvin story, in the middle of August, she reached out to Uni to ask him to cover it. And she herself has said this much. But for some reason, they do that. They don't to one another. They go through as a third party. And that's what happened with this Marvin thing. They went through another party, I guess, and, worked shit out or whatever. And ever since then, Unirock's been, hard ass on the bill, whatever. So I wonder if it was kind of like that, maybe, like, because there was that whole falling out thing when she was kicked from Uni server, and then she flipped out when she was going out public and shit with her outrage. Well, there's a screenshot of a Discord DM or whatever from Unirage. And Unirage is saying, Katie, just, he says, don't worry about it. Just, just sit back, relax. He's going to take care of it just like he did. I forget what it said, like last year, something like December, like that. So I kind of wonder if that's possibly like the start of the whole, I don't know, whatever it is they started, but this is what I'm thinking. What my gut's been pretty much telling me this, like, mostly the entire time. But there were times where I learned something, I think, well, maybe not, but then they would get like X'd out, and then there's something else that supports us there, but it's really the past like 2 months that's really sold me on it. So yeah, and I'm picturing your scenario there, and I think that could even be how it happened. Lorna says he wants that to happen, Aaron. Like he picked up the wish book a year, wishing that would happen. Or wish it would happen. So, I'll get it. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Misty Moo. Like I think maybe up until the settlement, they're at least if I were her shoes, if I wanted to try and be smart about it, I would have insisted on like plausible deniability at least up until shit was settled or whatever. And I wanted. It seems like there really is a change in her too since then, because like the streams that she does where she's talking about this, she starts off like almost believable, like in her very first stream about it. But every stream after that, she just becomes less and less convincing until her stream she did like a few months ago, 5 months ago or whatever, when Nat was allegedly arrested. She did that stream. By then, there was an ounce of credibility coming from her, in my opinion. So I don't. This is all my opinion. Like I found some evidence or whatever that I think strongly supports much or parts of my opinion, but for the most part, like, it's speculative. So okay, so let me pull up that other one now. All right, this one is, wait a minute, I gotta share. Pull it up there. Okay, this is an Instagram live from I for some reason I wrote maybe June 15th, 2021. I know it's from June 2021. It might be like the 12th or the 13th or something. I don't know. But what are you watching?
Huh?
Oh, never mind. I heard music. I thought it was something else I was hearing. I thought it was something else I was hearing. Never mind. I had earbuds in, so I couldn't quite hear it properly. So yeah. Why does it sound like shit?
Hi guys. Sorry, I am just waiting here. Thanks. So I've shared a few things on my Instagram, and I'm just here to tell you something really quick. This has been going on for like 2 years, okay? And I have really been silenced, and I've been just following my attorneys, and law enforcement's recommendations to ignore it and to just catalog everything, save everything, the like. And I'm bringing this up because when I came forward a couple days ago and basically just said, like, yes, Creepshow Art made these horrible videos about me and she used my stalkers, which is true. The stalker account started spamming all of my accounts. They started making all of these fake YouTube accounts. They started making all these fake Instagram accounts. They're all saying the same thing. Or is that a Shannon? Shannon did the right thing. Shannon had everything right about you. Everyone knows that you're a liar. Everyone knows that you're a terrible human being. She didn't get anything wrong. And the reason why they're saying that is because Shannon used them as a source. So before she actually deleted her Twitter, what happened was this. So she made her very first video about me. And I noticed that on Twitter, she was literally interacting with people that were actively doxing and harassing me. One Twitter account in particular had been doxing, harassing, stalking me for like, I think, a year and a half at that point. And when I called her out in a video and basically said, like, you used sources that have been actively doxing me, posting my photo, you used a Reddit that literally published my address, photos of my neighbors next door, published a photo of my house with my address visible, published like my phone number. Even if the admins of that Reddit removed it, it was there. This is also the same Reddit that actively finds ways to harass me on a daily basis. And they claim that they are on a mission to prove that I'm a hypocrite and a liar. Even when I shared what she was doing on LOL Cow, they accused me of stalking her. I don't know if Shannon is involved in this. To be honest, I don't know. What I do know is that Shannon got involved with these people. And that's why I've been so outspoken about it. And people want to silence me and they want to say that.
Now, here's another reason why I'm been questioning the whole narrative of Nat or whatever. And like I said, though, I didn't even realize that the whole Creepshow Art scandal or whatever drama occurred basically at like the same time as her settlement. Like I think they were both like within the same week. Maybe I might be off a day or two, but how hard though it's not just this video, there's several videos where she's trying really fucking hard, like even before Creepshow Art got busted on Lolcow there, like way back when Creepshow did her video on Katie, like this was like what, January or December, I think, of 2020. Like since then, Katie has done several videos and everything, and she's trying to group this all together as we're learning about at least as we're learning the current at that time storyline of Nat or whatever. Like she's trying to blend the two together, like to blame one on the other, like she's comes off almost as if she's convinced herself of it, but it's how hard though she tries to do that. Now, like I originally thought, like when she did that on Kay's channel, she tried to use the whole Nat thing to get revenge or whatever on Steve. And my initial thought was, wow, she really is kind of a shitty person, because like here she is talking about like how upset she is and everything, how this involved her son, mentions of her son and stuff and pictures or whatever. So, and I thought she must really be a shitty person if she's going to exploit that and ruin the chance of any successful investigation to get some sort of closure or justice. And she's going to exploit that just to hurl it at Steve. Like, she's fucked up. Well, it still may stand to reason, but like now though, it makes a little more sense because now I have an additional theory maybe to that. But yeah, I mean, think about this. So this is crazy though. They say, what is it? The razor thing, Occam's razor, or whatever. I think this one it is, where like usually your most obvious culprit or whatever is probably it. Well, either Unirock has been doing the shit that he's been doing online for years now. Either he's just doing his normal shit and this whole thing was just a ruse, or these three people, Dustin, Little Miss Noble, and Nat, who none of us had any clue even existed before the Toddy Westbrook case. These three people, they created like 600 Twitter accounts or something in just a matter of like 4 or 5 months too. And at least an email for each of those probably. They sent out all of these fucking emails. They employed bot armies or bot farms or whatever. And they were sending out spoofed emails. And and they were doing all of this. They were manipulating Nat here, who has like 12 different identities and shit. Like, what sounds like it's going to be more fucking plausible? Like what's a more likely solution or the culprit, whatever. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting.
I'm trying to steal this moment from like Emily Artful. I'm not. I think what happened to Emily is terrible, but I think that I think what she did to Emily is terrible, but I think Creepshow did this to a lot of people. Like there's a lot of victims out there. And just because people don't like me doesn't give her a right to work with my stalkers to create content as hit pieces to take me down. So I've been getting all of these messages from these accounts basically saying like, you are not, everything is right. This video is right. And if you go to her videos about me, she actually, if you go to her videos about me, she references this Twitter account that's like a parody account. This parody account was actually created by my stalker. And we've known the source of this account for years. And unfortunately, that account, I believe, has finally been taken down by Twitter, but it doesn't matter because they recreate a new account every time one is taken down. And they're always blocked by me, but they pass out information and claim that they have all of the sources of everything I've done to people. And it's all just a bunch of nonsense. It's like me changing my mind about something, they say I'm hypocritical. They say I'm doing these terrible things, whatever. But if I was really doing these terrible things, some of this would stick. And it hasn't. None of it sticks. I've never been charged with crimes. I've never been ever, because I'm not doing the things that they say I'm doing. And what I do know is that when she made her first video about me, she got really angry at
That was weird. Hearing that. I haven't been committed of any crimes. Like, what does that have to do with anything? Like, people commit crimes all the time without being convicted or charged or even suspected. Like, just because you've never been convicted of any crimes doesn't mean you haven't committed any crimes. Like, but she keeps she'll throw that out, or she'll like, I pay my taxes is why she's a good person or whatever, or she doesn't break the law or some shit like that because she pays her taxes. Okay. Fucking, some of the more successful mob bosses and, drug cartels, they've paid their taxes. So they didn't get busted for other shit. I mean, Al Capone's the only one who kind of dropped the ball on that one, I guess. Poor Al.
angry at me. She had been getting angry at me, and she accused me of like stalking her effectively. She basically said that I was really being persistent and trying to collaborate with her. I literally sent her 2 total emails, and it was like one in the fall and then one a year later. So if 2 emails is being persistent, I don't know what that is. And then there was a day when she was trying to defend Gabby Hanna, claiming that she had been shadow banned, and she was in a conversation with Deaf Noodles. And I could see direction she was going down. And I thought they were going down a road that would get them completely destroyed online. And I was trying to tell them, like, you know, this is, like not a path you should go down. If you think she's being shadow banned, literally you're going to get your ass chewed because it's not true. And then she accused me literally of being a stalker. And then she said, and so that's when it started. And then she started like going on all these different channels and, you know, talking.
That kind of is true though. I don't know if shadow ban is the quite accurate term for it, but yeah, Twitter will absolutely not offer up your account in search results or even in people's news feeds if they find your account to be questionable for whatever reason, questionable because of, you know, disturbing content or because they think you're fake, whatever. They will absolutely do that. And in fact, there's a website that you go to and it'll talk you through the steps and how to, you know, rectify the issue. And it's pretty quick to do and it's easy, but yeah, no, that's definitely a real thing.
Talking to people. She got involved with all these hate channels that make videos about me. And I saw her like interacting with all of these hate accounts that were like, that have been stalking and harassing me. And there was so many tweets between her and these people. And she literally was using them as sources for her hit pieces on me and referencing them. You can go to her videos and you can see the links for what she was using. She referenced the Twitter and the subreddit. The subreddit was also developed and created by my stalker. So, and by stalker, I mean, like, there's this group of people. It's like, I don't even know. It's like 5 or 6 people that do this together and they've.
Oh, I'm not muted. Okay. So I'm looking at the chat here. Cupcake says, I can't find anything to validate Nat being charged with any crime. Yeah. Even from what I've heard though, I'm not sure that she has, I don't think that the rumor is that she's been charged, but like definitely the rumors that she's been arrested and is being investigated. That's a rumor anyways, but I can't find anything to corroborate that. I had a friend, I don't know if you watched the stream here the other night, but I read part of a conversation I had with a friend of mine who actually lives in Telford in the UK. He said he lives like half a mile from like the flats she said to live in. And he inquired and he can find nothing at all that she's even in Telford, let alone she's been arrested or whatever. Like there's no documentation. There's nothing to support her being a person there. So yeah, I don't know. And then I don't know, again, during the stream, I mentioned this in the stream too, when I was just double checking before the stream and I'm just putting her name through searches and on the police department's websites and social media accounts and whatever. I did that on Facebook. And I every time I did this, I did Natalie Kennett and I also did Natalie Speed because someone once told me that they thought her last name was Speed. So just covering all bases. But when I did Natalie Speed, the post came up from 4 years ago regarding her alleged aunt that was arrested and charged and convicted for the unaliving of her child. So I was looking at the comments on that and I saw there was one account who kept commenting on it and she was talking as though she knew the family. I mean, she had information and knowledge of the family. So I reached out to her on Messenger and I'm like, hey, can I ask you a question? I saw you in this thread. Can you tell me if the woman's name was Leslie that was arrested and everything? I said, can you tell me if Leslie has a sister named Tracy or a niece named Natalie? And she answered me like almost right away. And she's like, I'm aware of the one sister, but her name's not Tracy. So I thought that was interesting.
They've got a lot of people now that they've brought into it, but it was an original group and it's run by this same group of people. And there's like a few people that direct all of it. So when I called her out for that in a video, which I ended up having to take down because I got so much harassment for it. No, I'm not covering this because Emily Baker is live. I don't even watch Emily Baker. Like literally, how would I know? I'm sharing this because this is my experience. Why is it that every time I do something, you guys accuse me of this? This is what I'm talking about. This person, KJ's Stretched Hyman, is a troll and it's one of my stalkers. This is what I'm saying. KJ's Stretched Hyman, literally one of my stalkers. So, and then that's what they do. This is why you see me get so upset in my Instagrams because they create these accounts, my stalkers do, and then they accuse me of doing things. And then they make me look crazy by doing it. So anyways, long story short, she used these I don't know why the usernames are disgusting, but she used all of these as sources and basically started interacting with them. And then she started going from creator to creator to creator to like.
For anyone who doesn't know and is curious regarding the names, this was, I think that this was not long after she did the whole marriage book thing, advice book about sex and everything within the whole IBLP. And she was talking about like, oh, this is what they say. This is the advice they give to, you know, their kids when they get married. And then there was that whole live stream where she's like, you don't get a UTI from sex. And everyone's like, oh, yeah, you do. I think that this stream here, this Instagram live that we're watching, I think that this was not long after that whole ordeal. So I think that's why we're seeing the names like Katie Stretch Timon and shit.
Like spread this information. So she was the first one to create all the stuff where she like accused me of calling this girl a brat, which I have repeated this story so many times. I was in a chat, I was reading a comment where the person said that, and then I responded to their comment. I should not have read their comment out loud. I should have just responded to the question, and I apologized for reading the comment out loud. But I also spoke to the girl's mom like days later and apologized directly to her. And the woman and the mom literally like said it wasn't a big deal. And she understood that like the way it looked made people question what was happening. So the mother forgave me in the situation. And for the record, that child was not sexually abused. The child was actually coached. His ex-wife just got a restraining order against. So his wife at the time that was.
Did y'all catch that? How she's still like, I didn't call her a brat. I didn't call her a brat. Oh, and then she's excused. She's, you know, she's not responsible. She's not actually guilty of anything because the mother excused her. Fucking. You know, I wonder how Sophie feels about that, but whatever.
That was taking this girl to all the doctor's appointments, is divorcing him because he cheated on her with mods from Facebook. He's apparently under investigation for fraud. And the dad it was proven, I guess, in court that he coached the little girl and she was never a victim of any of this. So it's just the stupid thing. And it's like, if that's the worst thing I said, why is that like the thing that you're holding over my head? Like, why are you so dedicated to you called this girl a brat or whatever? Like, you realize there's so many other things out there that could be so much worse. And it's not, I mean, my God, people say worse things every day. Should I have read the comment? No. And I haven't done anything like that. But that's literally, yeah. And they did so much work and they determined the little girl was coached. So, which is horrible. And I said that to begin with. In my opinion, the dad's a monster. But anyways, so for people that are asking me to quit my job, my YouTube paycheck is not small at all. This is a very healthy channel that makes good money, that supports my family, and I will not be quitting my job. So I'm not going to stop my job because people online are cyber bullies. That's like the most ridiculous idea I've ever heard. Do you realize this happens to so many people? So many people, millions. I mean,
Okay, so I'm not at all trying to convince you or anything, Misty Mo. I just want you to know that, okay? But I'm going to read your comment here. I mean, don't hate me, but I don't know what to think about. Why am I'm getting the little circle thing? Am I here? Okay. I don't know what to think about this Nat chick and these alleged personalities. I don't know. The havoc she caused beats all I've ever seen online. I agree. I mean, but I think it's the whole like beats anything I've ever seen before online. Like that's the thing that I couldn't ignore the most, because like it didn't make sense. It just didn't make sense. Like, I don't know. I feel like people can still, even if they wouldn't think of it because they're not crazy, I think people can still see crazy happen sometimes and understand that it's crazy and understand that it's going to happen. You know, it's acceptable or not acceptable, but you can accept the reality of it anyways. Like, I still can't accept the reality of this shit. Like, nothing makes sense. Like, it just doesn't. It doesn't. I don't know.
Influencers get this kind of stuff all the time. And if we stop our
They
jobs
do.
because there's assholes online, you're giving them what they want. And when you have a lucrative job that makes you very good money, why would you quit your job? It makes no sense. That would be like, I'm getting bullied at work, so I'm going to quit. No.
There's lots of professions where people make excellent money and their jobs are dangerous or whatever, you know, and maybe being a reporter for certain public, you know, media outlets might qualify. But I mean, other shit would be like maybe circus trainer. Other shit, I don't know if that pays well, but it's a dangerous job, I think. Race car driver, NASCAR, like that's kind of dangerous and it pays very well. Football player, like professional league anyways, or that level of near it. So yeah. But she's not making that kind of stupid money though either. So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like anyone who was genuinely and truly scared, if even for a moment throughout this, for themselves and or their children, it wouldn't be a difficult thing to do to just say, nah, I'm fucking stepping out for a while, you know? And like, no one has done that. And I get it. I mean, I didn't fucking think to do it because I didn't take any of this shit seriously. So I just find it weird when people sit there and they talk as if they took it all seriously, but you know,
You find out who your bullies are and you hold them accountable, right? It's like Taylor Swift has gone to I'm not comparing myself to Taylor Swift, but Taylor Swift has had to go to, you know, court for her stalkers. So many people get stalked. And even if I wasn't a public figure, I could still become the victim of a stalker. And my mental health is actually very fine. And I want you to know, like, I'm not like emotionally upset by these threats because I get them so frequently. I don't get scared by them anymore. I know the FBI is investigating. I know that my attorney is.
She really trying to say she's like desensitized to the verbiage now? Is that it? Like this was just months after she's been allegedly living with these threats, whatever, for like 6 months, maybe. So I mean, fucking wow, that was pretty quick desensitization of that kind of subject matter.
Is working on this. I know that the opposing counsel from my lawsuit is working on this. So everything is in the right hands. I'm not personally scared because to me, I believe these are just emails created to make me feel scared. We have a security system. We have cameras. I'm not concerned about my safety. So yeah, and this is not bullying. It's a felony. It is a felony to send these kinds of threats online. So my reason for sharing this was not, I'm trying to steal this from Emily. This was something that was going on in tandem to what Emily was going through. And I only brought up in relation to Creepshow because she became associated with these people. She used them as a source. And when I called her out, literally called her out, I said, you used a group of people that have doxed, harassed, stalked me, that have called the police on me, that have swatted me, that have called CPS on me. You're using them as a source. You're giving them credibility and validity. And once she made her video with all of the stuff in it, that's when every channel.
Wait a minute. Am I muted? No, okay. I want to hear that again.
Copied the same claim. I have called people that as a source who was going on. My reason for sharing this was not, I'm trying to steal this from Emily. This was something that was going on in tandem to what Emily was going through. And I only brought up in relation to Creepshow because she became associated with these people. She used them as a source. And when I called her out, literally called her out, I said, you used a group of people that have doxed, harassed, stalked me, that have called the police on me, that have swatted me, that have called CPS on me. You're using them as a source. You're giving them.
Whoa. That's a bunch of bullshit right there, though. Like most of the shit that she just mentioned didn't happen until well after Creepshow Art's video. So I mean, what is she talking? And that wasn't even like the Creepshow Art's video was in December. I think it was December. I'll look it up. December 2020. So this was a good month before Natalie came around to do her declaration or whatever, or her affidavit, whatever. So I see, it's the whole trying to make it all work and fit together, squeezing it, pushing it, shoving it together. That is just, that's opportunistic. That's way too opportunistic to be coming from someone with any kind of sincerity, I think.
Giving them credibility and validity. And once she made her video with all of the stuff in it, that's when every channel copied the same claims. People say it had to do with the lawsuit. It didn't, because what she had in her video was very minimal to the lawsuit. It was more like things she didn't like about me that the stalkers gave to her. And that's where so much of this idea that I've done all these things. So when I called her out, then suddenly she accused me of doxing her, and she accused my fans of doxing her and stalking her, which is not true. She also accused me of like passing out her address, which I didn't do. And when I went to Twitter to go get screen grabs of her interacting with them, she deactivated her Twitter. So her Twitter, and then she blamed my fans for a reason why she had to delete her Twitter. So she deleted her Twitter when she knew that I believe would have evidence of her interacting with these people. It's no different than why she deleted her Instagram right before Emily made her video about her. Like, Emily was making her video and she probably knew that there's those DMs in there and she wanted to delete any evidence, but you can't get rid of the DMs even if you delete the Instagram. With Emily Baker's coverage, she wasn't using this kind of stuff. It wasn't the same way. Like, Emily's stuff was harmful to me, but Emily Baker wasn't trolling. Like, I may not have agreed with Emily Baker and how she covered me, but Emily Baker was not using sources of trolls for information, right? She wasn't. So no, Emily was not doing the same thing. And Creepshow was interacting with every single channel and going to every single channel that was covering me because she wanted to make sure that the narrative remained the same about me.
But what? Like,
The police showed up at my house 3 times, I think, during the, well, I wouldn't say swatted, but I mean, it could have theoretically been swatted because, like, they're coming, doing a check on you, and it's based on false things that can put you in a really precarious situation.
She, right there, she was responding. Am I muted? I don't think I am. No, okay. She was responding to comments from my sock account because the whole swatting thing just caught my attention. I'm like, and hear me out on this. I do think that had what happened actually happened exactly the way she says it happened, just argument's sake, let's say that's the case. If that's the case, I do think it would be a good idea and very important for the person responsible for it to be charged as if it were a SWAT, because that was the intention, I think, or I would think. So the intent is there. I think they should be charged accordingly. However, it wasn't a SWAT because the law enforcement officials did not go in there as a SWAT team, guns drawn, ready to, cause some mayhem or whatever. Like, they showed up and rang the doorbell and spoke nicely, I mean, so it was not a swatting, but the intent of a swatting was definitely behind it. If that's how it happened, but I mean, I digress.
I don't know if it's swatting or what you would call it. Like, okay, it wasn't swatting. I don't know what you would call it. I mean, we had 3 officers here in 2 cars, and I live in a small community. I'm sorry. I misspoke, Lulu. I misspoke.
My sock.
Can you please forgive me? I am so emotionally drained right now.
She was blocking me as she said that.
Can you please forgive me for saying the wrong thing? Either way, there was police at my house for false reports.
What was I looking up?
When a police shows up at your house for accusations of abuse and neglect, and so they say that you're going to be harmed, that can lead to a lot of different things, and it can put the person who is on the other side of the door at risk. no matter if it's a SWAT team or if it's 4 officers or 3 officers. Okay, so Lulu, why don't you go back to Reddit? Because I'm sure that's why you're here. You're probably stalking me from the Reddit, because only people that stalk me from Reddit and these accounts care about my inconsistencies. So if you're worried about the semantics of it, I apologized. It wasn't swatting. It was 3 officers that showed up at my door. I've seen that Lulu person. All they ever do is all that person does ever is do negative things. I'm sure they're connected to.
Oh my God. The negative things I did. Okay, here's a list of them. All the negative things I've done under Lulu is when she posted about how her husband was let go because the work didn't want to pay for her son's insurance or whatever anymore. I commented back and said, yeah, but that's not how it works. That's not how premiums work. It's not costing the employer like a ton more money. It may cost them and you maybe more in premiums the following year, but they're not paying out of pocket for every appointment or whatever. That's not falling on your employee or the employer. And that's the negative thing I did. That's the negative thing I did. She ended up like retracting those tweets too, and like putting out a whole different, message on the whole subject. Pretty much one that was more like I was suggesting, but that was a negative thing I did. So it's funny
to these people. But anyways, during that time, we had officers come here multiple times. Someone filed a 7-page They filed a 7-page report. No, they didn't just come for that PODS P. They actually came for abuse multiple times. And no, my stalkers weren't worried about me. My stalkers were the ones that pushed me to the point of feeling suicidal. My stalkers are the ones that got me to that point. And then my stalkers, because they know my address, called the cops. They admitted to doing it. So you can't play a game where you're concerned about someone 1 minute, or you're harassing and stalking someone 1 minute. And then when that person's pushed to their limit and they say they're not feeling good about something, then call the cops and wanting a welfare check. There was no reason to do a welfare check that night because I have a husband that's literally in my room with me, that's in this house with me. There's another adult here all the time. There's no way I would have needed to go somewhere, he would have taken me, right?
She does another stream where she mentions this, and she's much more understanding and forgiving about it. And wait, am I muted? Okay. She's much more understanding and forgiving about it. And the more recent stream where she talks about this, she's like, I understand that. I get it. I get why they called. I get it. I understand. And she moved on. Like, that was it. But now she's just like, I have my husband here. You don't need to worry.
So the reason they pushed me to that point, they knew it was because of what they were doing. And then when they get me to that point, they use the police to harass me and bail it under a welfare check, knowing full well I have a husband and it's an unnecessary call. And that wasn't even the worst of it. Like, the first call was fine. I wasn't upset with the first call, but then they came back even when I wasn't posting anything online about any of that, right? Then they filed.
Yes, I remember that too. And in fact, I just seen a screenshot. I don't know where I have it, but I have a screenshot of the neighbor saying that in the chat. I think I actually had the video too somewhere. Pretty sure I just saw that recently. But Misty Mo says, I remember her neighbor allegedly commented saying that's not what happened. I imagine someone else called close to her. And again, she used cops at the house as a scapegoat. Yeah, that's the impression I got after everything that the neighbor said. And now I don't know if it was really her neighbor. It's the last name. I think people looked around and found out the last name, but the last name is like one of the most common last names in the entire United States. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. So who the fuck knows? But Huh. I'm gonna have to look into that. But yeah, the neighbor said that she was that there wasn't the Brian Landry call, was it? I don't remember now. But I remember she was giving one reason or excuse or whatever why the cops were there, and the neighbor commented in the chat. And I just seen it again recently. The neighbor's like, "Yeah, we're only 4 houses away, and that's not what we heard." Like allegedly the cops allegedly were called because of how loud Katie and Todd were being and fighting or whatever. Just yelling, like nothing violent, just yelling at each other. Like Christ. Surprised people don't call the cops on us sometimes, really. But yeah, the neighbor's just like, yeah, no, that's not what we heard. Yeah, exactly, Lisa Lee, exactly.
A 7-page report with the county over from me, and they claimed that I was abusing my child. They also filed a report with CPS in my area, and CPS showed up at my house. So then the cops had to come and check in to see if I was abusing my son. And on a separate occasion, CPS showed up for the same reason. Okay, this person is also a troll.
Oh, shit.
Okay, listen, you guys, I am so sorry if you are like, I am so sorry. Everything I'm saying right now is making you upset. You're saying, well, my parent, I'm so sorry, Julie, that your mother committed suicide. And I'm so sorry to anyone that has lost anyone by suicide. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to diminish that someone could do something or some life could be taken, but I'm speaking about my situation right now. Okay. And I'm really sorry for all of you that have gone through this. And I'm not trying to diminish or say that because my husband was here that I couldn't have done it if I wanted to. I'm just simply saying there was an adult here that was fully aware of what was going on. And that was with me the whole time. So if he would have been concerned, he would have taken me somewhere. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it couldn't happen. I'm just saying that he would help me if he could. I'm not trying to diminish any of your situations. Again, I am sorry. I am so sorry if you have lost someone to suicide. My husband was my rock during this time, but using the police in there in that way is wrong. But that wasn't just the time. Like I said, that was just one incident. Then it was all the incidents for abuse, filing a 7-page report, calling CPS. So all I'm doing is just sharing with you what I'm going through. I'm sorry if it's drama. I'm sorry if it's upsetting. Honestly, when all this stuff came out about Creepshow art, it just triggered all of this. And I'm still dealing with it.
No, I don't buy that at all. That's a bunch of bullshit. This shit happening with Creepshow art triggered all of this or whatever. No, I'm looking at some shit now, and I'm getting an idea of the timeline and shit. Like, there's been a lot of drama going on with her and Creepshow art since like the spring of 2020, at least that I know of, and possibly even sooner than that. Actually, let me scroll back up here. We got July 2020, July 1st, 2020, June 30th. So yeah, June 2020 is, I think, yeah, that's 2021. So, and that's just what I'm seeing, like in that's been posted about this with screenshots. So yeah, and it's going. There's drama between the two of them, like every month from June 2020. It's documented probably right up until she did this video here, the one we're watching.
I'm totally fine. But this is the frustrating part, is when I do try to share, people nitpick and they try to say that I'm being insincere, or they're trying to find some sort of hypocrisy. They're not actually listening to listen. They're listening to criticize. And if you're not here to listen and you're only here to listen to criticize, you're like,
Oh,
what's the
okay.
point? You know, why would you bother listening to me sharing if you just want to criticize, right? It doesn't make sense. And when I'm speaking,
Okay, I see there. Okay, I misheard that. I did kind of listen to it and grab the full context of what she was saying. So thank you, Lisa. That apparently, like, Lisa thinks that Katie was saying how everything just kind of triggered or whatever, was why she was feeling so low at that time or whatever. I gotcha. Shit. I was meant to say something else too. It'll come back. It'll come back to me.
speaking for myself, I'm only speaking for myself. Only.
Oh, that's right.
I'm not.
Like, the reason why too, I think every time she's came really hard for Creepshow Art, she would, like, she come at her for like this reason or that reason, whatever, but it was just whatever thing that could get her into the discussion with Creepshow Art. It didn't matter. Her reason for wanting to be there every time was because it just seems like she couldn't fucking accept that Creepshow Art was not going to take down her videos, was not going to correct any information just because Katie said that's bullshit. And Creepshow Art was kind of just she wasn't a bitch. I'd say she was snarky. She was very snarky about it all. And Katie didn't like that. Like, right down to when Creepshow Art called her a goober in Yui's chat there during on a live one stream. Like, Katie got pissed about that. You could hear it. So yeah, but Katie, every time she talked about that, she says over and over again, like, no matter how many times I try to tell people that it's not true, they won't believe me. Like, she says it like she believes she's entitled to be believed. Like, people cannot believe her because they just don't believe her, or they could just not believe her because they just don't fucking want to. Whatever. She's not entitled to it.
I'm not speaking for anyone else. I don't like to talk about this stuff. I hate it. My child has been brought into this so many times. I have had hundreds of death threats directed at him. Okay? What I shared with you this morning is mild by comparison of what I've received. There are so many. I have a folder of hundreds of these. And I'm glad that you watch my videos for my content. I appreciate that. I'm definitely not going to quit my job. And I'm not going to live my life in fear. What I am going to do is work to hold these people accountable. And I don't think Creepshow Art was like the original source at all. I think she got involved with these people. And I think she had no problem getting involved with these kinds of people because this is the kind of stuff she does. So if you are used to behaving this way online, you will have no problem interacting with people like this online. And that's why I've said, like, if you're engaging on these anonymous boards, you're actually.
All right. I just want to straight up just apologize right off the get-go here for what I'm about to do. But why is it, though, throughout this entire stream, she paid no attention to how low, I mean, whatever, it sure looks awesome on her. I don't care. It's not even like that. I'm not judging or saying, oh my God, she's not being modest. I don't give two shits about that. But like now at the end, though, now she's holding something up like she's holding on to her modesty for dear life or something. That just seems very weird. I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's strange.
You're actually creating a very unhealthy space, not only for yourself, but for the people that you're targeting, which is why I don't use these anonymous boards ever anymore. Like, I used to use them for various sources, but, you know, it's not if Reddit is being used as a tool to harass people, to stalk people, like, or a lol cow or whatever it is, like anonymous, if you're in a board dedicated to hating, harassing.
Yo, sis, like I thought you said just now that you've used these boards. That means you've been on these boards, and you're saying if, I mean, that may not be the intention of it, but I mean, yeah, these are boards that built their cult following or whatever based on the fact that everyone has anonymity, and also they have like they don't really have many guidelines. So what do you think is going to happen when the worst traits of us are free to come out and encouraged to do so by being around all these other humans? It's not a matter of if, but it's a matter of when.
Harassing and stalking, it really says that what's going on in your life? What is going on in your life? You can't hold someone accountable, though. You can. If they're doing illegal things, you can hold them legally accountable. That's why I'm sharing. Are you here just to troll Pods P? I'm allowing them to get to me. I'm just wondering if you're here to troll. I'm saying I can't allow someone to be accountable with, like, I don't like what someone said online. I'm talking about holding them legally accountable. Anyways, I can hold them accountable legally. They can literally be arrested for cyber stalking and for harassment, and it's a felony, and it's actually a federal crime. Death threats are also a federal crime if they're done so electronically, and they can be prosecuted as a felony. So these people are committing felonies. That's way different than me not liking what someone says on their channel. You know what I mean? So how can you help? Don't engage with these sources.
There we go.
If you're in these Reddits and you're a part of this, don't. They're using my name on that Reddit and on Facebook to harass me.
All right, I have a question here. It's a rhetorical question, really, but I'm going to ask it anyway. What's the difference between any of her subscribers who's a member of the subreddit, a member of the Facebook group, or even a member of the subreddit Discord? What's the difference between them and Katie, being that she's a member of that anti-Molly Golightly and anti-whatever Letitia Bass group on Facebook? I'll look up the name in just 1 second, though, because I've been telling people I'm going to share the name, but I never do. What's and I mean, she's a member there under her own name and under a fucking SAC account. So what's the difference there? Like, there's no difference. It's not at all different. It's the same thing. In fact, I've read the post in that group, and it's that group's pretty fucking bad. I'll just leave it at that. Really, it is. I'm gonna go look up the name, though.
And there is an open investigation with the FBI. So this is not like anything that is new. All I'm sharing is what I've gotten today, and I'm going to go back to my job and do my work and create my content. I'm not here to have drama. This isn't me having drama with anyone else. This is honestly, like, I'm just trying to share with you what's going on. I know you love my content, but part of my content is me. And that means sometimes I share what's happening to me. And given that she was doing this stuff to Emily and she was actively involved with my stalkers, you know, I hope other people share their stories. I'm not trying to diminish what Emily went through, because what Emily went through is horrible, terrible. God damn it. But if she did it to Emily, she did it to a lot of people, a lot. And I think when I watched Emily's video, I realized that she learned so much by what she was doing to Emily of how to do it to other people. And that's sad. Like, I feel like Emily was probably one of her first victims and longest victims. And Emily even said in her video, like, when she was not harassing her as much, Emily just figured that it was because she was harassing someone else online. And that's true. Like, if she had other targets. And you can look at her channel and see that she targeted so many different people. And a lot of them were just off baseless, gossipy claims that meant nothing, you know? I don't know. yeah, Peaches was a victim of hers. To an extent, you guys, I know people don't like Lily Jean, but to an extent, Lily Jean was a victim of creepshow art as well. Because the things that she was consistently accusing Lily of doing, she was adding so much hate to this girl. And somebody had asked me like a very long time ago to do something about the Lily Jean story. And I declined because she was a minor. I think she was like 16 years old at the time. And I was like, I'm not going to go after a 16-year-old about having fake accounts on Instagram. Like, if that's her worst crime, who cares? Like, there are so many people that buy their subscribers or their followers. I don't do it, but there's lots of people that do. And if that's the worst thing she's doing, like, what's the point of like harassing a 16-year-old? Like, I wasn't going to do that. I'm not a fan of that girl. But did any of them really help the situation by I'm not saying I defended the girl. I'm not saying I defended her mother. I'm just saying in general, like, did it help the situation by targeting and harassing her? No, it didn't. It didn't help the situation at all. It actually gave the girl more exposure, which is what she wanted to begin with, which is counterproductive, which is again why I didn't cover it. I don't know how to buy subscribers. I've never done it, so don't ask me. You can lose your entire channel if you do that. I would never. Like, there's literally an agreement on YouTube that if you buy subscribers or views or likes, they can kick you out of the partner program. I actually there was a message today, and they're scrubbing spam accounts today. And that's all you do. Like, I think when these people buy the accounts, they're just buying spam accounts. So I've never understood why I would buy fake followers, because they don't even interact or engage. I've never bought subs. I've done some advertising as a way to spend some money of my revenue, which I think is smart. Like, a lot of channels advertise. Beyond that, I've never like outright purchased anything. That's like against the terms of service. And I don't do that kind of stuff. I'm very like play by the rules when it comes to stuff like that. You can lose your whole channel if you do that. You can lose everything. You can lose your platforms on every platform if you do that. So at the end of the day, I'm not upset today. I just wanted to share with you what's going on and just say that, like, if you're involved in this, like, please do better. If you are a creator that's engaging with these people, please do better. If you're running if everything that I do is a means to like paint me as a villain, please do better. Like, sometimes I sit here and I think, are there people out there that will never give me a break? You know what I mean? Like, if you're constantly making content that's hateful and mean, it's just it's going to direct the wrong kinds of people to your channels. Like, and if you have a kid that's, you know, involved in this kind of stuff, please know that, like, these anon boards are dangerous. So that's all I've got for right now. I will save this. If you guys, any of you channels that are recording this, I was told yesterday that a new channel popped up that's reposting all of my Instagram lives. If you continue to keep reposting these lives, I'm going to have find a way to get it all taken down. I don't like issuing strikes. I don't do that at all anymore. So if you're reposting my Instagram lives in their entirety, please don't. I don't want to have to issue strikes. I don't like doing that. Just don't. I hope you understand. Thanks, guys. Bye.
It's funny she says that. There's one of her, I think it's an Instagram one too. Yeah, I know it is. It's an Instagram live stream she did. It was, fuck, I don't remember the date. Yeah, I'm not in that account anymore. But I just to keep them someplace safe so that, like, they're not on my computer or whatever, I uploaded a bunch of them to my original YouTube account when I first started. And I just have them there, whatever. But there's one Instagram live video where I'm guessing she just really doesn't want up, because she did whatever she thought she needed to do to strike that. And it won't let me download it. It won't let me play it. Like, it just like took ownership of the stream, except I can actually, apparently I tried to upload it twice. Once it wiped it right out. Like, it's I can't do anything with it. But the other one, I can actually play it, but it has to play in the studio. So like I would have to like share screen or something as I played it, and this little tiny, mini square player or whatever in the studio. Like that's the only way I can play it. And I've listened to the stream. I haven't listened to it word for word, but this is the stream where she's in her bedroom and she's talking about the subreddit. And she's talking about how she's talking about you can follow people, you can talk about them, you can snark in them or whatever, but you don't have to hate them. Like, I don't think that the Duggars are bad people. Like, she's just going on and she's like, and really, this is not even that many people who are like stalking. It's just like 3 people. They all have like 7,000 accounts or something, and it's long stream though, because she just goes on and on about how just we're all to blame for everything and whatever. That's gonna be a stream I think we should revisit coming up. But next, though, I think I want to do, I don't know which one I want to do yet. But I'm not going to do it tonight, though. I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. But I have to work tomorrow night. I have to work Saturday night. I have to work Sunday night. I don't know, maybe tomorrow before work. A quick stream or something. So if I do stream tomorrow, it'll be like 3 p.m. probably. I don't know, though. No guarantees. So let me check. Hey, Suzanne. He's claiming he knows. I'll lie and say I didn't get it. I generally did. He's claiming he knows. I'll lie and say I didn't get it. I genuinely did not get it. Okay. Okay. I can't. My glasses are all dirty. Like I was looking at my email earlier on my phone, and I got an email from Dick's Sporting Goods, only it comes through as Sporting Dick. Is this how it looks in the array of emails? And my glasses were dirty, and I'm looking at them like, is this Spotting Dicks? I'm like, what the hell? You know how like they have those Facebook groups or whatever, like train spotting or dog spotting. And you see something, you take a picture and upload it to the group. I don't know. I never quite understood it, but whatever. Maybe it was some rare shit. It makes sense, but they do it just for like cats and dogs. So I'm looking at him like, is there like a group for dick spotting? But then I realized, it's okay. I see. I'm an idiot. Just gonna go through chat here real quick before I wrap this up. And I think I'm good. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. Yeah, so maybe tomorrow. But there's definitely some interesting streams I'm going to be covering, I think, coming up. So, yeah, okay. Thanks for being here, guys. Have a good night. Have a good weekend, too. And bye.